Hi friends, it's Deanna Williston with Our Blooming Catholic Life. Can you believe it's Friday already? And here we are, we're at the end of our study of the prophecy of the Comforter. What a title. What a title for Nahum, the Comforter. He's giving these prophecies. Some of them have been pretty rough, right? But then there's always a line of peace and hope brought in, woven through it, as it were. And he's letting them know, yeah, the terrible things, we're going to be rid of them, and it's going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We can do this, team. I just really love this. If you look at the start of chapter 3, it really starts out, woe to thee, O city of blood, all full of lies and violence. Rapine shall not depart from these. Like, whew. And let's wow. The very ending verse, I just said that whole comforting thing. And there have been many lines of comfort, but here we have this one. We ended in chapter 3, verse 19. Thy destruction is not hidden. Thy wound is grievous. All that have heard the fame of thee have clapped their hands over thee, for upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continually? Well, okay, not everything's sunshine and rainbows there. This city is going to be a hard hit. And then we have the prophecy of Habakkuk. And he is prophesying in Judea sometime before the invasion of the Chaldeans, which he foretold. And he did live to see the prophecy fulfilled in many years thereafter. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So there's more. This is a rough time for Judah, right? Yipes. But they were giving you, here at least in chapter 1, some hope. So, there's so much going on this summer. There's so much going on in the world, in our country, in our own towns right now. That is awful. Let's be honest. It's awful. And are we standing up? Are we fighting it? Are we turning again and again and again to the one true God and giving him all the glory and honor that is due him? Or are we going to start hearing some of these prophecies against us? We have to learn our lessons, friends. We have to learn our lessons. And just because God put that big rainbow up in the sky and said, I will never again destroy the world as by this flood, he didn't say he wouldn't take wrath on different nations. Like, we have to be real. And okay, what if he doesn't take wrath on particular nations? We're still going to pay for our own sins and the sins of our nation, the things that we didn't stop. We're going to have to account for that one day. Are you ready to account for that? Think of what's going on in your nation and in your community. Are you ready to take accountability for what you did not stand up against? If you're going to tell me, who am I? I'm this little person. I'm an invalid. I'm elderly. What can I do? Rattle the beads, friends. Rattle the beads. Grab your rosaries. Pray every day. I did hear recently a talk on the rosary. Okay, I know who this one was this time. It was Father Donald Calloway. I know, I just heard it this week. Although it's an old talk of his book on the rosary is up here somewhere. If I haven't reviewed it yet, I'll try and get to that. And he talked about how religious wear the rosary on the left. Why? Because your sword hand is your right, and you would pull it out of your hilt and out to fight. So it needs to be on your left side. Why? Because it is a weapon. It's a weapon of prayer. We are begging God, like it says in the Bible, of the little old lady who bothers the judge. Again and again and again and again, she comes to him with her prayer request, and he's going to give in. So let's go and read our prophecy of Nahum here. Again, this is our last one. I'm so excited. We're going to end up in the New Testament. I'm pretty sure we're going to stick with that plan, but because we need to hear the good news. We need to hear the good news. But we're going to end up our series on the prophecy of Nahum. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Summe glorioso Deus, illumina tenebras, cordis mihi et mihi fidem rectum, spem certum et caritatem perfectum, Domini ut faciam tuum sanctum et verax mandatum. Amen. And the Lord will give a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name shall be sown. I will destroy the graven and molten thing out of the house of thy God. I will make it thy grave, for thou art disgraced. Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, and that preacheth peace, O Judah. Keep thy festivals, and pay thy vows, for Belial shall no more pass through thee again. He is utterly cut off. Such a time to give thanks for the Lord who give us all these amazing, wonderful, beautiful things, who does not forget us. And the Lord will give a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name shall be sown. And I will destroy the graven and molten thing out of the house of thy God. I will make it thy grave, for thou art disgraced. Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, and that preacheth peace, O Judah. Keep thy festivals, and pay thy vows, for Belial shall no more pass through thee again. He is utterly cut off. And some of you may be saying, how is it a blessing that says here that no more of thy name shall be sown? We know what the Lord's saying here, that lineage is done. It's in the notes down there that thy seed shall fail. The king of Nineveh will not have any more. Will he not have any more children, or not have any more children of renown? And you're thinking, well, okay, so he's punishing him by taking it out on his kids, right? I mean, yes and no. We all have this, whether you're a spiritual mother or father or not. If you're raising up children or spiritual children, if you're raising them up against the Lord, woe to you. Woe to you. And the Lord will give a commandment concerning thee, that no more of thy name shall be sown. I will destroy the graven and molten thing out of the house of thy God. I will make it thy grave, for thou art disgraced. Behold, upon the mountains, the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, and that preacheth peace. O Judah, keep thy festivals, and pay thy vows, for Belial shall no more pass through thee again. He is utterly cut off. And here he's calling all of Judah to remember the faith, to keep the faith, to pass it on to your children. In thanksgiving, partially, right? In thanksgiving, because Belial shall no more pass through thee again. He is utterly cut off. So whatever the Lord has chased out of your life, give thanks. Give thanks and turn to him again and again. Remember those promises you made when you were in pain and you were in suffering. Remember those things that you have discerned in spiritual direction. Take this to your holy hour. Take it to spiritual direction. What is the Lord calling you to do this summer? How can you give back thanks for the many blessings he has given you? Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. We're going to go ahead and give our blessing, and I will see you next week, friends. Benedicat tibi Dominus ut custodiat te. Ostendat Dominus faciam suum tibi et misereatur tui. Convertit Dominus voltum suum ad te, et Dominus bonus det tibi pacem. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.